Good morning friends and happy Monday. I am at work, of course, as you can see, and today is data processing, making summary slides, tuning into meetings in the afternoon kind of day. So I do have a little bit of lab work to do. I do need to clean up the column from the samples that we're running on the LCMS over the weekend. But the priority today is to get the data processed and to get summary slides made. So I'm going to go to the lab, check the data, export the data, and then sit here on the computer for as long as it takes and get this data processed. Hello friends, good morning and happy Tuesday. Apologies if you can hear drilling noises in the background. We are getting our bathroom done and yeah, I'm working from home today, so I'm hoping it's not going to be too noisy. Yesterday I didn't really vlog because, quite honestly, until 3:30 in the afternoon, I was staring at my screen, staring at the computer, processing data, summarising data so I could send it to my supervisor by the end of the day. So I managed to get that done. I was in that proper like focus mode where, yeah, it got to 3:30 and I didn't even realise that half of the day had disappeared. So after that I started to work on my grant a little bit, but my brain was just kind of not really working by that point because I'd been so focused on the data all day, but I still managed to do a little bit, so that was good. And today, of course, I am working from home, so I'm just having my coffee break just now that I would usually have when I'm at work. I'm trying to stick to a good routine. Oh, there's drilling. Can you hear that? Oh, I think I'm gonna have to wear my headphones today. Yeah, I'm trying to stick to a good routine similar to what I would when I'm at work, because when you're working from home, it's so easy to get sidetracked and it's so easy to kind of not be as productive as you should be. And yeah, I am being very strict and very disciplined with myself. I'm setting timers of 25 minutes, doing the Pomodoro method, and that is helping me to stay on track and stay focused with writing my grant application. So I'll keep you updated during the day about how it's going. We've had quite a productive morning so far, so fingers crossed the discipline, the productivity continues into the rest of the day. Hello friends, it is now lunchtime. It's about 1:20 and I've come out for a quick power walk on my lunch break. Just had some soup for my lunch. The grant application is coming along really nicely. I'm basically finished. I just want to check over everything. I've moved all of my text over from my Word document where I was like planning everything into the actual template. So I just want to look over it once more before I send it off to my supervisor. But yeah, we've had a productive day. I'm feeling good. It is very chilly today, but it's sunny as you can see. So I really wanted to get out, move my body, especially because I've been sitting down all day. I did exercise this morning, I did Pilates, but yeah, when you're working from home, when you're doing office-based stuff, you don't really move much. So I thought it'd be a good idea to get out and get a walk in and also absorb some vitamin D. Hello friends, it is Wednesday now. I've just arrived at the office, as you can see. But yeah, yesterday I managed to get the grant finished, well, to the best that I can finish it without some feedback from my supervisor, because he has a lot more experience on the topic than I do, so I'm hoping to get some feedback from him. So I sent it off to him yesterday afternoon and we'll see what he says. Hopefully there's not too many corrections. It is due next week, it must be. But yes, it was nice to work from home. I was very productive and I used the Pomodoro method and that held me accountable and disciplined, and yes, overall successful day. I also had the open house meeting for my work, which is basically a monthly up-to-date meeting that the CEO hosts where he's giving updates on what's happening across the institute. So I tuned into that from 2 till 3, finished off the grant application, sent it off. So that was my day yesterday, nothing exciting to show you. That's why I didn't really vlog much yesterday, but today we are here, we are in the lab, and I have lab work that I need to do. So basically last week I was doing the method validation for looking at antibiotics in soil, so a completely different project from the PFAS in the fish. And yeah, I do lots of different projects here, and I needed to gather some data, the data that I was processing on Monday, for a update meeting yesterday, but last week there was only time to do 2 batches. What I mean by batches is a set of samples that is treated the exact same way, so samples that are kind of following the method all at the same time. They have technically been through the same conditions. So I got 2 batches done. I ran those 2 batches on Friday, processed the data on Monday, but I still have a 3rd batch to extract, clean up and run on the LCMS. So the plan for today is to get those samples cleaned up and run on the LCMS probably tomorrow tomorrow, but it does take all day to do the extraction and the cleanup process. There's a lot of vortexing and yeah, it's not the most fun method. It's quite a boring method. So I'm going to find an audiobook for today, I think, or maybe a couple of podcasts and stick in my earphones and just crack on, basically. So this is all of my samples, salt tubes, vials, everything from what I was doing last week, and I've also got my vials and stuff for batch 3 today, but I really need to clean this up today. Oh my gosh, just looking at this is giving me the fear. But anyway, I need to spike my soil samples, which are here, 2 grams of soil, if you can see that. And I need to leave them to equilibrate for 30 minutes, and in that time I'm going to prepare the reagents that I need for the extraction of the soils. I'm listening to a new audiobook that I've started called None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. It's a book that I've wanted to read, so I just thought I would start by listening to the audiobook, and it's keeping me entertained during all of this vortexing, all of the transferring, all of the adding the salts, because it's quite a laborious process doing this method. So yeah, the audiobook is keeping me occupied. So if I have any advice, I would say if you're doing any monotonous lab work that is repetitive and doesn't require your brain, listen to an audiobook or listen to a podcast. Because for me personally, music just doesn't keep me entertained enough during these kind of boring lab days. Hello friends, happy Thursday. Yesterday was busy in the lab, as you would have seen. I finished up my lab work and my working day at around 4 o'clock. Then I had my first meeting with one of the students that I'm supervising as part of my new role as an associate lecturer in project management. So if you didn't hear in my previous video, I have a kind of second job where I am kind of contracted by the University of West of Scotland to be a supervisor for MSc dissertations. So I have 2 students at the moment which I'm assigned to, and I am supervising them, mentoring them through their dissertation process, and I will also have to be there for their vivas at the end. I have to mark their dissertations, and I'll also have to mark dissertations of other students as well. So I had a meeting there from 4 till 5, and then I went home. So today I have a few more samples to dry, and then we are going to run them on the LCMS. Hi guys, I can't remember when the last time we spoke was, but I've had lunch. It's after lunch now, it's almost 2 p.m, and I am trying to fix the mass spec because it will not connect. I cannot open the software, I can't do anything, and I'm trying to troubleshoot and fix the mass spec because I need to run samples, we need to have it working, we need to be using it. A day in the life of a research scientist. This is the problem I'm facing. I managed to get the software to connect. The mass spec won't connect, it can't detect the electrospray probe. The software is not responding, and yeah, I'm not having much success. Hello friends, it is 10 to 5 and I am home now, and what an eventful afternoon we had at work. So my plans didn't really go to plan because we had a power cut this afternoon. It was a totally random power cut, we don't know why it happened. I was literally sitting at the mass spec, a way to put my samples on, set up everything to run the samples overnight, and the lights went off, the instruments all started shutting down, and everything was dark. Everything was dark. So the power cut lasted for about an hour, and it's not good when there's a power cut and you have instruments that just get shut off unexpectedly. But I didn't want to start up the mass spec today because I need time tomorrow and I need to be there to make sure it's, you know, working okay. So first thing tomorrow morning, I'm going to go in and I'm going to put the mass spec on and we're going to cross our fingers that it's going to come on, it's going to work fine, and there's going to be no problems. So I ended up doing some training, HR training that I needed to do on cybersecurity, and I was looking at another method for PFAS in water, which is a direct injection method, which means that you don't have to do any sample cleanup. You can just take the water and inject it straight into the system. But I don't think I'm going to get very good sensitivity doing the method that way, and we might need a certain method for some clients. So yeah, I'm not sure about that one. And I got feedback from my supervisor on my grant application that I was telling you about, so I need to look at that before I submit it next week and do the edits. But there's really not too many comments, which is nice to know that he thought it was good and didn't need too much editing. So yeah, that is my day. It's been a weird day. A really weird day. I am going to relax for the evening, cook some dinner, chill out, and I'll speak to you guys at work tomorrow. Hello friends and happy Friday. Today is a day of trying to get the LCMS up and running again. Fingers crossed we can get it up and running and we can run samples over the weekend, but I think that might be slightly optimistic. But fingers crossed there is no problems caused by the power outage, because that can happen. It can blow a fuse, it can cause all sorts of problems for these big expensive instruments. So that is my plan for today and I will keep you updated on my progress. Guys, it is 1:15 and the mass spec still isn't working. I don't know what's going on. I tried to do a direct infusion, as you will see, which is basically just injecting straight into the mass spec so you can see if there's anything wrong with the actual LCMS part of it. And I was sometimes getting peaks and I sometimes wasn't getting peaks, and now I am running some standards because it started to work, the mass spec started to work, and then again I'm not seeing any peaks. So I think there's a problem with the detector in the mass spec. I think I'm going to have to contact the tech team, like technical support team, but then it means that there's not really anything much I could do until Monday, because it's Friday. I have a meeting at 2 with my other student that I'm supervising for the project management dissertations, and then I am finished work for the day because I finished early on a Friday and I've worked my hours for the week.